What's up, guys? So a lot of my white belts, when I show them gi chokes, they fumble around with the collars and everything else, and then when they finally get it, they get excited about doing the finish, right? They get excited about the finish, but they miss the most important part, which is the setup, and it's the first grip. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. I'm gonna show you 3 chokes with the same one grip. As always, it's my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson, who's gonna let me choke them to show you guys how to do it. Let's get started.
Jiu-jitsu, it's only weird if you make eye contact. That's what they say, right? Anyway, so let me show you guys this technique, or these techniques. So there was a video years ago that I watched with Mario Sperry. It was like one of the old instructionals I watched, one of the first ones I watched. And I remember there was a really important detail that he shared, and he was a really good guy with the clock choke. He was in the clock choke position, and he said that the most important part about the clock choke was the first grip, was that choking grip. That was the most important part, because if you got that, then everything else could be adjusted, and there's lots of different ways to finish the clock choke, right? Well, this is something too with your chokes from back mount. The most important part, a lot of times, is getting the first grip, the choking grip. Because if you get a good choking grip, that's it. There's a lot of different ways to finish the chokes. I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like in a second, but we really wanna pay attention to the grip. So, let's say if we're in back mount, and again, I know I would have my hooks in, and we probably wouldn't be sitting in this like front to back position like this, but this is easy for you to see, right? So we're in this position in our seatbelt. The first grip we've gotta be really focused on is boom, that. Once we get that grip, lots of different ways to finish. But what happens a lot of times, and I see this from some of my younger students when they get in here, they like fumble around and they get really excited about the actual finish of the submission. Like once we get everything pulled back, instead of this setup. And the setup's the most important part. And this is when we get this first grip. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by getting here. And again, when we go for this grip, we want to flip this lid up, or this lip up here. So you got the collar here, flip it over. This allows you to get a nice strong 4-finger grip, opposed to holding like this, which ends up being a lot more like your thumb and index finger. So we flip up here and get the grip. Now, if you can get it right where it needs to be in the beginning, which I usually like to have my thumb right around their collarbone, my thumb sits right there, and that's usually a strong enough grip. It's actually a little too deep to finish, but the important part about this is I can work with like too deep a grip because I can always loosen up. But if it's too loose, you can't make that back up, because what's gonna happen is if he's here and he's really tight, again, I could probably feed the grip in, but once I'm actually trying to finish the actual choke, I'm not gonna be able to make that grip up, but I can always loosen up if I need to. So it's always it's always better to be with the grips for the choke. It's always better to be a little deeper than a little bit looser, right, Adam? Yeah. I know he's making some strange face to you. At home, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I apologize for my lovely assistant here and his deep stare that's stealing away your belt stripes. So check it out. Here's the grip. We get here, we get our choking grip, we're ready to go. First choke, gonna be a basic double lapel choke, and that's really simple. We grab this far lapel here, and then we can extend. And what this would typically look like, we're down here to the side, we're here, and we pull, and it's a flex of the wrist. Again, anytime a collar choke's involved, it's always either casting out like a fishing pole or you're reeling in. Because we're thumb in, it's gonna be a wrist action, it's gonna be casting out. So first one, we're here, we got the grip, grab the far lapel. This one's gonna cast this way, this one's gonna cast this way, and we get the finish. Little extension, but it's more wrist action. Now, sometimes maybe I can't get this grip here, or maybe it's not working, we're gonna do a half Nelson choke. I pull the grip back behind the neck, and again, we're gonna wrist action, and then this hand's gonna flex, extend, okay? Now the last one here, and this one's kind of sneaky. If you get this grip, you can kind of bait him into it, okay? What I'll do is, if like for whatever reason, I can't get any of these grips here, maybe I try to go for this and he's doing a good job of defending, what I'll do is I will bait and give him a little bit of like, go ahead, go on now, go and try to escape. And as he escapes, we're gonna switch our hips over top. So I've got my leg over top here, I kick the back leg out of it, I'll have to loosen up a little bit so I can come up. And from here, we can go for a basic bow and arrow choke. And with a bow and arrow choke like this, most of the time he's gonna try to grab that grip here to defend. When he does this, you take your legs, cross them over top, elbows in tight, and when you finish the bow and arrow, you're pulling your elbows back to your lats and flexing the wrist at the end. It's here and here. Don't forget the wrist action. One of the most important things for your collar chokes is the wrist action. Almost everybody messes that up. They think about using their big muscles, and again, we're pushing that up into the collar, pushing that up into the, not the collar, but the carotid. Okay, one more time. So, playing the grip here,
Maybe we get here, maybe he's defending a little bit. We can feed the collar up here by just simply pulling, open and feeding. Right here, let me show you what that looks like here. So we get here, open, pull, all the way up. Now, once we're in the position, we've got a pretty deep grip, perfect. Start, double lapel. Extend, wrist action, bang. Good, maybe he's here. We can go behind, we go out, up, and over. We're a little too tight, so we'll loosen up a little bit. Flex. Maybe none of it's working, I can't quite get him. Drop the bottom leg and give him some bait. As he starts trying to get his hips to the ground, which is really common, boom, we go here. The beautiful part is because of this grip here on the collar, he can't turn towards me because he'll run right into the choke. I come up to my elbow, drive my knee right behind his back here. Let's take a look right here to the side. Poor Adam's neck is getting all wrenched up here. Sorry, buddy. We're doing it for the YouTubes. We're doing it for the people. Got the knee right here behind the elbow. Step and sit. Cross the feet over top. If he's probably going to be defending, figure 4 over top here, then elbows in tight. And then again, they call it a bow and arrow because you're pulling them back, and that's it. So that's 3 chokes with the same grip. And again, there's other chokes that you could use, but the key that I want you to take away from this is be very focused on that first grip, the choking grip, the finishing grip. Make sure you get really good at that, because if you get good at that, there's lots of other options that you can use to finish. And again, with the depth of the grip, when you're getting ready to finish it, a little deeper is better than a little loose, because once you're actually trying to initiate the choke, you can't make up that depth. Right, Adam? So I'm finished. Adam?
Adam.